What's up, y'all? This is Izzy, aka KanyIzzy, and you already know what it is. We're back with another review for InventedKicks, and this week we got something real special, particularly to me because I've been waiting on these for like 20 plus years. So, without further ado, here we go. All right, we got the Women's Air Jordan OG. All right, now I've been waiting, like I told you, for 20 some, I believe it's 22 years. The last time these joints retroed was in 1998. And back then, I pretty much couldn't afford any pair of Jordans, so I used to stare at the actual OGs, which are these joints right here. And I used to look at them in the East Bay catalog, and then I would also look at other things like the basketball kicks, where other Jordans were coming out. And back then, Team Jordans were a big thing, and I think the designs were pretty cool. So they always caught my eye, and this definitely caught my eye in the East Bay mag. I used to stare at them like crazy, wishing that I can get a pair, and I don't even think I've ever seen these in person up until today. So getting directly into it, there's a couple of differences that I wanted to point out between this pair and the OG. Now, I don't have the OG in hand, never seen them in hand to exactly compare them side by side or really have a memory reference to go off of. But just looking at pics, if you even look up East Bay's catalog from back then and you're able to find these, then you'll know that there's some differences. Starting off with the name. So the OGs were just called Women's Jordan, I believe, or yeah, it was Women's Jordan. And these are now called the Women's Air Jordan OG. So they don't even include 13 in the title, which I think it's fair because officially these are the Air Jordan 13. And that's one of the biggest differences that you're going to find in terms of the name. Something else that's cool to point out that has nothing to do with the shoe particularly itself is that they actually gave us this white label, which I haven't seen yet, not on pretty much any pair of shoes. And back in the day, the color code was just white, black, and red, and now you're going to see white university red. All right, and you can see the name there, Women's Air Jordan OG as well. So I was able to get lucky on these and pick them up directly on Nike's website, and now they're going to be releasing on Sneakers app, and I'll talk about where they're releasing at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But nonetheless, like I said, I was able to get lucky and get these on the regular website, and they sold out pretty quick. I was a little surprised because I thought they were going to stick around. I wasn't expecting these to be on a lot of people's radar, so it was interesting that they kind of sold out so fast. So in any case, another thing that I want to point out is up here. If you look at the pictures, like I said, I don't have these in hand to compare to back then, so I don't know if the pairs varied or if all pairs look the same as what you see in a, for example, East Bay catalog, which is what I keep referencing because that's a picture that I remember and you can still find online. But this black piece right here was actually a little bit thicker. Same thing with these white leather panels on the side. This was a little bit just larger in general. It was like you got more material across this this lateral side. So those are some differences there, as well as this tongue piece. Right, so if you guys know anything about the Jordan 3s, Jordan 3s used to do this, where they had the leather at the front, and then, whatever material is at the back, be it cotton or whatever that is, there's this black piece that you can see that kind of sits at the top, and that's the back of the tongue. So on the OGs, you actually couldn't see that black piece. It was just the front white leather of that tongue piece that you were going to see. So that's another difference that you're going to spot. Now, another difference between these and the OG, well, I don't want to say it's a difference. I'm just going to speculate here. But the OG actually had Zoom Air. If I'm not mistaken, it was in the forefoot as well as in the heel, right? So it should have a zoom. Like if I could open these up and cut these up, you should see a Zoom Air on the insole. I'm not sure if they still have Zoom Air. I tried these on, and when I did, they felt a little bit more stiffer than your regular Air Jordan 13s. So it could mean that they might have taken the specs out, the tech specs out. So you also have this down here, right? This piece right here, which kind of looks like some silver, I don't know, kind of mesh material that they encapsulated. I don't know what that is, to be quite honest. I'm not going to try to make stuff up, but you have that material there. Now, looking once again at the East Bay catalog, you're going to see that it looks pretty similar. Now, I saw somewhere on a message board, someone mentioned that that these shirts had carbon fiber. I'm not sure if that's true or not. on the East Bay catalog, they just talk about the Zoom Air, the heel unit, the mesh, things like that, the leather on the upper. They don't really mention whether or not these had carbon fiber, so I'm not sure if they had them or not. But nonetheless, that is something that you're going to find that's also different, particularly also this. If I'm not mistaken, this was silver. So that W in the back stands for women. And it was silver back in the day when these joints first originally released. I'm not sure of any other differences. I think those are the only ones that I was able to spot out. So if you do see any differences, any other differences that I might have missed, please let us know in the comments. In addition to that, something that I thought that was really cool when it comes to storytelling, I love when the brand does storytelling, because for me, I feel like a lot of shoes always have a personal story. Every shoe has a story. Everyone has a story for a shoe as it pertains to them. So with these, I thought that it was cool that they actually included this little envelope that comes attached to the back of the box. And when you open this envelope up, you're actually gonna get something sort of like what you used to get with the Jordan Face Box era. And that was that, I can't even close this to save my life. But that was the retro cards. And so you got something like this. I guess this would be a considerable version of a retro card. Now, back in the day with the Jordan Face Boxes, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this stuff right here. So you got Jordan's face on the box of the shoe. These are my black and red playoff 11s from 2001, and they came with retro card. But in terms of the difference between this and this, is that you usually had a picture of Jordan wearing a shoe, something like that. Obviously, you're not going to have that with women's Jordans, but you got the W's all around, and I just love the graphics. It just gives me a real 90s vibe, and I think that that was dope that they did that and included that in the box. Something I definitely didn't expect, particularly for women's Air Jordan. All right, now back here, you're going to have a lot of detail, mostly talking about the shoe back in 1998 and where the inspiration came from. That's that as far as the retro card. That's pretty much the only thing they came with. They didn't come with any additional laces when it wasn't expecting them to. I don't think they needed anything like that, but just in terms of what they came with, it was just the shoes. And this pleasant surprise, this retro card here. Now, one of the other things that I wanted to point out that's a little bit different between these and these, which again, I can't compare these to the OG, but just comparing your women's Jordan to what you normally get with the men's Air Jordan is this interior part right here. So we're talking about that ankle padding that you normally get. Now on the men's version, it's going to be padded a lot more than I feel like it was on the women's version. I don't think it's flimsy or thin at all. I just think it's not as padded as these. So if I give you guys a side-by-side comparison and show you guys here, you can kind of see that this one's padded a little bit more. It's a little bit more skinnier, or at least I'm trying. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm trying to give you guys as much detail and to try to get this view as best as I can. But that's something that I also noticed. Wearing these, like I told you before, they're not like stiff or anything like that, but they just didn't have that bounce that you normally get from a Zoom Air Sole unit that usually goes in the heel and the forefoot, as they described back in the day in 1998. And I was able to pick these up directly on the Nike website on Nike.com on January 8th. Now, I'm not sure if that was a goof or if these released early or whatever the case may be, but nonetheless, it was the first time that I've ever really seen a shoe go from releasing directly on Nike's website and then ending up on the sneakers app, when usually it's the other way around. Now, their official release date is going to be January 16th at 10 a.m. They're set to release on Finish Line, East Bay, as well as JD Sports. I'm not sure if they're shipping their shoes over, shipping Jordan and Nike stuff over to the United States, but JD Sports is also getting them, and they're going to release on the sneakers app, as I mentioned before, at 10 a.m. All right, so don't forget to convert your size over. This is a women's 12, which is a men's 10.5. And as far as fit goes, they do fit true to size. So typically I get these in my true size, which is a 10.5. And like I said, I got these in a 12, which is also a 10.5. They fit fairly the same. Women's shoes, sneakers tend to be a little bit more narrow. I didn't really have that experience, though I don't have a narrow or a wide foot. I have a pretty much mid range foot, or whatever you want to call it. So, oh, by the way, there's also a draw happening right now on Renarts. So if you want to go and sign up for that, like I said, there's a live draw there, and don't forget to convert your size over. So Thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in with your boy KanyIzzy and InventedKicks for another review. All right, now you can follow us on Instagram at KanyIzzy and InventedKicks at InventedKicks. All right, so stay tuned for the next video, and don't forget to hit that subscription button and that thumbs up. All right, let us know what you think. Let us know if you're going after these. Let me know if you're interested in these, if you've been waiting on these since 1998 in that East Bay catalog the way your boy Izzy was. All right, so like I said, thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching. Until next time.